All right, let's start our halftime segment. We are going to be reviewing the Backrooms. So in order to do that, well, I have to close out of Celeste anyway. But we are going to watch the trailer first. So let me bring that up. Yarhar. Well, we're not going to be watching it. We're not going to be watching it. We will be talking about it. Just so I don't get my freaking account like banned. Or like content ID. You know how content ID is. I also have some trivia that we're going to go over as well. I picked out a few pieces of trivia that I thought were interesting. Okay. So we're gonna just watch the trailer to start. In case some of you have not seen it. All right, let's go full screen again. Don't really have the motivation to see it, but maybe this will inspire you. Yes, and we will keep it relatively spoiler-free, okay?
I found something. In the store.
Okay. What did you find?
The place. I found a place.
I understand what you're saying. I know what you mean.
Anyone there? Look, I know how this sounds, but you gotta understand, it's massive.
This character, he's talking about the
I'm not
character.
saying I don't believe you.
Okay, I'm gonna come back here with proof. All right, you filming?
Yeah.
Follow my lead.
Clark, what is this?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I've been here every night since I found the place, and I still barely scratched the surface. All right, just take it slow.
Oh my God.
Pull me up, pull me up, pull me up! What do you see?
All these rooms. This place builds them.
It's like a maze. It just goes on and on. Sometimes I'm scared I'll get lost.
Clark, can you hear me? I don't understand.
The therapist is the only good one.
It's beautiful. Am I right?
Hello?
I waited like a whole month to watch this movie. All right, I'll mute this. Bring that down a little bit. Backrooms recap cartoon. Should we watch that? No, maybe we not. All right, let's replay this. I'm gonna put it on loop. And we'll go back to the desk. Okay, at the end we'll watch the what's his name, Vanderpool cast. He does the animations. He does really funny animations, actually. And where's my desk audio? Let's put some music on. Okay, the Backrooms. I'm sure you guys have seen the picture before, right? The picture of like the hallway. This is a movie that expands upon that, because this is a movie made by basically a YouTuber. This kid is 19 years old, and he made this with some help. It's not like he did it all by himself, He actually did have some assistance from a few people in the industry, kind of taking him under their wing, but yeah, not very into the lore, but the movie is cool. Yeah. Yeah, this movie does scary in a very different way. In a very, not in your face way, but it's like tension. How much did it make? Let's find out how much it made. Let's find out. Let's find out. Shall we find out? Backrooms opening weekend. I think that's the metric we judge movies by. It debuted with a staggering $81.5 million domestically and $118 million globally. And the production budget was $10 million, so kind of a success, man. Kind of a success. You're more into the idea of the Backrooms? Yeah, I think regardless of whether or not you've seen, like, you know the lore, you've most likely seen the picture. I don't even know anything about the lore. I was coming into this movie like blank slate for the most part. Like, I know what a liminal space is. I know what the backroom picture is. But this kind of, it feels like it expands upon it. So from that perspective, we have a few characters. I would say this movie has two main characters. We have Clark here, who is pictured, and he is an architect who kind of lost he's not doing architect work, and he's very upset about that because he runs a furniture store and he'd rather be doing architecture. He has a couple things in his life that frustrate him. He's like, he holds on to his past a lot. And then the second character is his therapist, Mary, who is kind of like the opposite of him, if you think about it, because she's a character who had some things happen in her past that she is trying to let go of. But she's also unhappy as well. Yeah, Mary. Speaking of YouTube created movies, Iron Lung and Cereal and Milk are both really good. I did see Iron Lung. I actually wanted to do a review of it, but we didn't get around to it, so technically this is our first movie review. Yeah, so the movie kind of like shifts. The majority of the beginning is like with Clark, and then in the end, Mary is the one who kind of goes into the back rooms. But man, did they really? I feel like they really captured like the feeling of that liminal space like perfectly. And it just having like weird things about it, like there's a part where he walks into part of the back rooms, and there's just like this weird ass like sloped area that leads to a tiny door. It's just like really weird architecture, right? Makes you feel kind of uncomfortable. Iron Lung is so good. Yeah, I would watch it again. I'll say if I watch Iron Lung again, then we'll do a review of that. I'm sure you guys would love to talk about that. Sounds like. You're just now realizing something? Not sure if Obsession counts, but it was created by the same guy who made Cereal and Milk. Oh, I don't know what Cereal and Milk is. Clark is Kent, who is Superman. Huh? I actually do not follow. You're gonna have to explain that one. No, but this movie and the tension that it builds is is kind of incredible. During parts of this movie, like you really can't predict what's going to happen. It keeps you on your toes the whole time, and it's not like, think of your standard like scary movie, your horror movie. Usually they're dark and like dirty, and they're really trying hard to make a setting that is like scary. But then you have this, and it's not going for dark and dingy and scary and gritty. It's going for like weird and unsettling, and like that like uncanny feeling that you get. I think it does a crazy job with that, and I want to talk about one scene in particular that is a little further on in the movie, but it's when they're at the dining table. I mean, honestly, I don't even know where to start with that, but I don't know. Why don't you guys tell me what, like, yeah. What did you think of the movie Duck? It's a short film on YouTube. I will have to check that out. I'm gonna put a pin in that. Oh my god, I forgot about the other two characters. There's when Clark is exploring the back rooms, he brings in his like coworkers. Like in this scene, and they get picked off like horror movie style. It's really fucked up. It's really kind of fucked up. The wheelchair guy is the best character. Oh, him with the lamp. He goes ka-chick, 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 ka-chick. Yeah, well, he's one of those, what do they call them? Still lifes? So, the way the Backrooms works, it's like a space that, like, tries to remember things. Anytime somebody goes into the Backrooms, their memories are, like, I don't want to say, like, extrapolated, but the Backrooms, it takes their memories, and the way they describe it in the movie is it's as if you described a dog to somebody who has never seen a dog and then told them to draw it. And that's what the Backroom does. It iterates. So every time the Backrooms change, it's like a recreation of the recreation of somebody who you described a dog to and then told them to make it, like draw it. So things become like distorted. It's like, yes, it's like telephone. If you've ever played telephone, you understand how the initial message becomes distorted and changed. And yeah, that happens to like the Backrooms summons people from memories and gets them wrong, and they are like visually uncomfortable to look at. So you're like trapped in this place that has like all your memories, and it's like doing weird stuff to them. Feel like this plays into the nostalgic aspect of liminal space photos. Yeah, it does. I would even go as far to say as like some of the scenes outside of the Backrooms feel liminal too. Like your memory fades over time, but there's something about it. Yeah. Yeah, and it's really interesting because Clark and Mary are like two different kinds of people, right? You know, one's holding on to his past, and he's actually kind of a terrible person, but you find that watching the movie. You actually find that watching the movie, and some of it is disturbing because at one point he decides he's going to stay in the back rooms, and he really kind of like exposes a part of himself that like would not normally have come out. I want to talk about the dining room scene. Yeah. There's also some symbology with Mary being the therapist, and like her mother was crazy and kept her inside, which is why like her whole therapist thing, she has like a book or a TV special or something that is about like opening the window and like finding new paths or whatever. So she's like, she wants to move past that. Clark is like shut in, and he's like frustrated. And the back room kind of just like makes it worse. So it's not even just about like the back rooms, but like the way it changes people when they go in there. Yeah, dude. People have been torn whether the director intended for people to hate Clark or if it is like a misinterpretation, but I feel like we're meant to dislike him. That's a good point. I didn't really dislike Clark until the dining room scene, which is kind of like a mask off moment. He kind of like reveals more about himself than you think. Just in that little scene, when he sticks the knife in the still life, he's like, they don't feel it. Like, what kind of fucked up person is sticking knives in the still lives? Apparently Clark. I won't even say what else he does to them. Him being an architect is so funny. Yeah, dude, it actually is. He's an architect who is forced to sell furniture to make ends meet. He would rather be and then he gets lost in this literal architectural nightmare. That's kind of funny. Yeah, how did he figure out, like, when he decides to stay in the back rooms, how long is he even in there for? I don't think we actually know how long he stayed in there. There's also the two characters he brings in, his like coworkers, and those poor people, man. I would have just left. I would not have like stayed in there. Time is different. Yeah, like this time scale is like off or something. Yeah. And then there's Pirate Clark, which it's like he must have been in there long enough for the Backrooms to make a distorted version of himself. It's so weird, dude. The Christmas tree scene. It's funny because like that he stumbles into that room like after shit hits the fan, and he's just like lost. I feel like when you get lost in the back rooms and you start like freaking out, then it starts the rooms become weirder. Like the Christmas tree room, it's like liminal but like oddly nostalgic as well. it's just weird how it plays into your nostalgia of like things. You don't even have to like generally like have that feeling for it to affect you. You don't have to really know. Like, everybody's seen Christmas lights, right? So to see it in like a weird context where it's like this fucked up room. You heard people say it's kind of ironic how the Backrooms decides to copy Pirate Clark and not the actual Clark. Yeah, I also think that might have to do with the way he feels about that part of his life. Like, it is almost like a nightmare to him. Like, it literally is the loop that he's stuck in. He has to play this like goofy character to make commercials for his failing furniture store. Love analyzing how the director chose to use cameras. Feel like I'd really love the camera work in this movie. Yeah. If you like, I've never seen Blair Witch. So that's probably a sin on my part, but I'm not like really super into found footage video, like movies. There was, I think what put me off of it was there was I think it was Cloverfield, was like an entirely found footage movie, and it just put me off so bad. But it really works here because I think like the way film looks like in the 90s is like it's really also kind of like oddly nostalgic. Also like the theories people made as to why other Clark decides to attack Clark when he does. That's another good point too, because it seems like he talks to Pirate Clark. Or like he had like some sort of like it didn't immediately like attack him or anything. Like they had some sort of like pass or something. I have no idea about that, but also another funny thing is like the moment Pirate Clark like begins to come in the room, the woman in that corner of the dining room starts freaking out, and it actually makes sense because that is the distorted memory of his ex-wife, and she is afraid of Pirate Clark because I think he was committing like domestic abuse on her, and the memory like remembered that. Maybe it copies that part because it's an embarrassment to him, both because it's for his furniture store and where he doesn't want to be in the position of, because the ad itself is an embarrassment. Yeah, no, I think that's true. It's like a strong memory for him, or a strong feeling. A fault with found footage is the characters are a unique sort of dumb sometimes, and it hurts, but the genre is so good. Yeah, actually, Resident Evil 7 had, at the beginning, was like found footage. Or, I guess like first-person horror games are kind of like that anyway, if you think about it. I'm not like a fan of found footage that like shakes so much, and it's like fucking hard to tell what's going on. Heard around the grapevine that when Clark decided to stop blaming others for his problems, that's when Pirate Clark decides that he's an enemy. Oh, dude, that's actually a really good theory. The hair, yeah. And think about it, like, Clark is perfectly fine. Like, he walked up to the memory of his ex-wife and took her hair off. Like, he was like, that was like a thing that was okay. That was a thing he thought was okay to do. Like, would you do that? Even if it's like a weird fucked up memory of someone you knew, would you like hurt them? I also really want to know, who was the guy sitting at the table? I don't think that guy was in any other scenes, was he? Like, I'm sure there were people in the Backrooms before them, right? That's why you had the scientists, right? God, what? They're like a company that makes MRI machines or something like that. And they end up stumbling into the Backrooms while they're doing research on MRI machines. And their business kind of just becomes exploring the Backrooms, which totally feels like it opens up to like sequel potential. If you saw any weird things, you would just go the other way. Yeah, but it's also like there's like a morbid curiosity about exploring, right? Like, you want to see what is in here. Like, I feel like I'd want to leave, but also like I'd want to see a little bit and hopefully not die. Don't think the right sort of person would be able to do it without flinching. Yeah, but I like that scene a lot because it really is like a mask off sort of scene for Clark. Some people also question, what is other Clark, since he isn't like the still lifes? Oh, you mean Pirate Clark? Yeah, he's different. Like, I don't know if it's that he's just like maybe like a first generation recreation, because Pirate Clark bleeds. He bleeds. The other guys were filled with fluff or goo or whatever dude was eating down there. Yeah. Yeah, like, I don't know. I see supernatural shit. I don't want anything to do with it. I'll take the memory out. Yeah, I think that might have to do with how many iterations of the memory the Backrooms replicate. He had a brain too. Yeah, he was a little more what's the word? Cognitive. Like, think about the guy with the lamp and the wheelchair. Literally the only way he could communicate was by like turning the light on. Like, the memory had regressed that much that that's all he could do. Feel the reason Pirate Clark looked like that is because he was a character and not actually Clark. That's true. It was probably pulling from the absurdity of the character. Alright, let me see. I have some trivia. I did look at some trivia for this movie. So let's just go through some of that, shall we? First up, the production built around 30,000 square feet of backrooms, which led to some crew members getting lost on set. Like, which is like actually surprising, because if you think about it, when Kane made the YouTube, it was like with 3D modeling software, and like it was like CG, right? But for the movie, apparently they made like 30,000 square feet of set. That's huge. I don't even think there are mansions that big. How big is a mansion? 5,000 to 8, typically 5,000 to 8,000 square feet. Is this director gonna become like a Spielberg? Dude, yeah. Did you watch the Red Letter review too? Because they bring this up. Steven Spielberg was like 20 years old when he made his first movie, right? Because he was making student films. And when you make student films, people in the industry can see what you make. That's kind of how you get a big fucking break. Like, and whenever you see, like, if you look up in interviews of this guy, he seems very thoughtful about how he made this movie. Just like he thought about, like, a lot of little details just to get it right. At least the rumors you've heard since he might be given a Spielberg set since Hollywood has recognized his talent. Yeah. I actually hope this includes a sequel. Because I would love to come back to this, like, weird ass place and just, like, see what happens. I think this also happened to the guy who made Obsession as well. That movie did very well. A lot of people were talking about it, and I think he is. Yeah, you said he made Milk and. Hold on, I'm trying to find. I already forgot the name of that, but I guess he was making like stuff before, and then he made Obsession, which is another movie that I kind of want to watch. I haven't watched it yet. Yeah, Cereal and Milk. Good old breakfast. Hollywood ironically said we should look at Reddit more for our stories. Dude, I had that thought too. There is a subreddit called Writing Prompts. I think it's called Writing Prompts. But, like, I've had the thought, like, dude, if I ever needed to come up with an idea for something, there's, like, hundreds and hundreds of, like, really interesting ideas on that subreddit. You could just... And it wouldn't even be... I don't even think it'd be, like... It wouldn't be copyright to just take an idea and make your interpretation of that. Like, anybody could just do that. There's dozens of ideas out there waiting. Alright, what's our next trivia? What do I got for trivia here? We already kind of talked about this. At 19 years old, Kane Parsons became A24's youngest director, starting production after graduating high school. Dude, what was I doing in high school? Fuck. I was doing the wrong shit, apparently. Could I have been a director? If they're posting it on that sub, I definitely think they'll be fine with you using those ideas. Yeah. That's not even to say you couldn't take the idea and, adjust it. Like, you can't patent it or trademark an idea, right? Here we go. I got one more piece of trivia that was pretty interesting. the pirate Clark entity was portrayed by 7'7" former Romanian college basketball player Robert Bobroksinski. I probably said his name wrong. But what's more interesting is that is Robert's second major film role. He was in that Alien Romulus movie. He was like the fucked up baby because he's so tall and lanky. Like, that was another movie that I enjoyed it for the most part. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Dude, can I not even keep a fucking trailer on my YouTube? I just got a warning on YouTube for possibly having someone else's videos in it. Yeah, well, I'm also surprised this is only his second role. You like the Alien movies just for the aliens? Yeah. I liked parts of Romulus, but I really didn't like that it was just like, it was like too much of a reboot where they have like the same like shit happening as in the first movie. But at the very end, when the thing happens, because I don't want to spoil it, the entire theater was like weirdly quiet. That it was like weirdly quiet. It's when Romulus decided to do something interesting with the plot that like I was like, okay, this is happening. Speaking of aliens, is anyone here you're a fan of Project Hail Mary? I know it's a book. I did not watch the movie. Should we do that next? Would we like to do another review? Because that's what I've got for the Backrooms. So, yeah, we could do another movie review and kind of just do it like a book club thing. The movie is really good, heartfelt, but action-packed. Okay. I was hearing a lot of good things about it. Okay. So let's wrap up that segment now. And that'll be on YouTube. I take the halftime shows and I like cut them out just so it's like the segment. Honestly, that was our first movie review. I feel like I was all over the place. I didn't even rate it. Okay, never mind. Segment's not over. I really like this movie. I would recommend seeing it. I give it what do I give it? I think I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. 4 out of 5 stars. All right, now we're done with our segment.